Hello. Now you guys all here already. Good night. Full house already.
All right. There he
Thanks,
is.
Keely, for the pictures you sent me. Now I'm freaking out. I didn't know. Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
The one of you in sitting in front of the cave?
I'm right in front of this. No, that's my spot. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I told you, dude, they're everywhere. I mean, you've been a lot closer to them than you think you are, you know?
Well, at night, I hear them coming. But at daytime, I don't expect to see them. I don't,
Right.
At night, if they come by, they're so dark and fast, I don't even see them. I'm happy. But cameras kind of blowing it for me now. And then now Lily's learning how to really see them now.
Well, I mean, we know you don't want to see one, but we got to desensitize you because the day's going to come to where it's just going to step out in front of you and you're not going to have any choice but to see it.
Yeah.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So,
yep.
So who do we got here in the chat? We got, let's start at the top. We got my wife. Just kidding. My wife made me do a channel for her so she can come on here. So, but she's actually out camping in Idlewild right now with my daughter.
Yeah.
And I sent her out with some Bigfoot stuff and a FLIR, and we'll see if she comes across anything. But we got Parkway in the house. Slayer, glad to see you here, buddy. Finally made it. All right, Squatchaholic, thank you, and thank you for everything you do for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate that very much. Lily Gypsy Child. She's been sending me some great timestamps, man, from some of my videos.
Mm.
And
I'm afraid to look at them, man. No. I'm not to be rude, Lily. I'm just
she sent me an email of the pictures you sent me and asked me to forward those on to you.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did. And I don't know if you looked at them yet. Probably not, because
I looked at my first one today because I'm procrastinating here.
Yeah, I bet.
Just taking
Max Powers. Glad to see you here back, buddy. Always a pleasure to have you. We got Chris Marola. Hey, Chris. Haven't seen any videos from you lately. Need to get out there and get something done, brother. Fletch Explorers. Hey.
Thank you, Slayer. Appreciate it.
So, you know what? Fletch Explorers says, SoCal, how many encounters do you have, bud? You know what? at this point in time, every time I go out is an encounter. They are literally following me around wherever I go. Lewis can attest to this. I sent him some screenshots from when we went out to the cave, and they followed us from when we parked the truck all the way in and all the way back. And,
I kept hearing it coming too, but there's other animals I thought, but not that follow you. Like I kept hearing it all the way out and on my left side.
So every time I go out, man, is an experience, and Lewis knows what I'm working on, and hopefully it comes to fruition fairly soon, and it's going to be quite an eye opener.
No kidding.
Max, Lily, Gypsy Child, Flesh Explorers.
I only almost died 4 times when I went out there with Kevin. Only 4.
Only 4 times. That was an easy day.
Only 4.
That was an easy day. We only had to use the rope 5 times to get down there.
I'm like, die, dude. And Kevin, he's like trucking all through everything. He saw there was a hole there, and I'm like sitting down. I'm tired. I'm in the shade. I'm hanging out. And Kevin's over there investigating everything. And then he says, I see a dead bird. It's a hawk. And then all of a sudden, he comes there was like I don't know, a lot of sticks up against the mountain, the rock. Plowed through all of them. I couldn't even walk through that. And he plowed through that thing, man. Broke a finger on the way. Like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, I heard a snake. It's right by my face. So I go back in there, look in the hole. 3 owls. And I'm like, I
3 baby owls.
And
I was looking up and stuff about those barn owls, and when they're babies and they're in areas where snakes are prevalent, they actually learn to hiss like a snake.
It's crazy. Huh?
Because when a predator comes up, they hiss like a snake, and that predator will usually turn around and go the other way because they don't want to deal with a poisonous snake. And it was, I mean, I'm looking in a dark hole, and all I hear is this, and I had this vision pop in my head of just this snake mouth coming at me out of the dark, and I bolted. I mean, I bulldozed everything in my way. I mean, I was probably doing 40 miles an hour, bulldozing through everything.
At first.
Lewis is over there going, "What are you doing? Oh my God, what's going on? Are you okay?"
I thought you tripped once and just kept falling. I'm like, he can't be still falling.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
No,
dude, those sticks were hard, dude. I couldn't break those sticks. You went right through it.
Plowed right through them, man. I plowed right through them, dude.
You just imagine if you gotten bit out there. Oh my God! We would have both died because I would have been trying to get you out of there, but died. It was so hot.
If it was a real snake and I got bit, there would be no getting me out of there. You just roll me over into the canyon, call my wife, and say, "You ain't never to see him again."
Oh boy, no way.
I mean, there's no cell service up there, and to get a life flight up there would probably take way too long.
No, your Bigfoot girl would have got you out.
Maybe. Yeah, my mountain girlfriend. Yeah, she may have come. I mean, she was right there.
Yeah, and backup too.
Yeah, with backup. So,
and the bad thing is he had me in the picture when he found it. I'm like,
I'm telling you, dude, I am gonna get that blown up to an 8.5 by 11 glossy, and I'm gonna make it because I love that screenshot.
Oh man,
it's got the cave, it's got you, and it's got 2 Bigfoot in the background peeking out of the bush, going, "Hey, what are you doing over there?"
We're just waiting on Sasquatchomega. I sent the code a little late because I was talking to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I texted him. I said, "Yes, link sent." So he may be trying to find a good spot.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has to go find
a place. Yeah, like last time. So we'll just chit chat. Hey Mike, glad to see you here.
Oh, now my trail camera. My no day picture or night pictures on my trail camera. Took it out there for 4 days. No night pictures. I brought it home to my sister's. I went into a closet, turned it on, and then I had night pictures. I didn't change anything. I'm like, what's going on? But I move it from that spot across the service road and hook it up all night. Nighttime happens, but not over there.
Well, I mean, from talking to Rachel and stuff, they can manipulate that digital equipment.
Yeah, I've noticed. They do it when they want to.
Yeah.
And then they knock it over on purpose too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll come up behind it and they'll knock it over and stuff like that. Which is why I had that 360 game cam. I'm like, cool. you ain't gonna get around this one. You know what I mean? Well, they did get around it. They just blocked the entire trail. They barricaded the entire trail up. I tried getting there, and they had one sitting on the hillside and growled at me and broke a branch. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to happen someday. I'm going to get back there. So you can either go get it for me, and I'll wait here patiently, or you can let me back there. But this ain't over.
Nope.
Well, unfortunately, they found 2 dead bodies directly in the middle of my freaking research area. My wife put a stop to it, so I'm no longer allowed to go up there.
Yeah, no good.
But I like my new area much better. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't get the feeling like they want to rip my head off.
Oof.
And
I think the last time you went, you felt a little. I think that was me. When you took me out there, you didn't do what you usually do, I guess.
it could very well be, but yeah, that spot that I normally go to, it felt very heavy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then,
think
and then when I got back into the bushes, it felt really, really tight.
Yeah,
You know what
he
I
didn't
mean?
want you in there.
So, and then they left that big dookie right in the middle of the trail of the same scat that you and I noticed.
Yeah, it was all berries. There wasn't nothing else in it.
Seeds and the nuts.
A lot of seeds.
And this time I was able to be kind of in private and get the measuring tape out.
Oh yeah,
and measure it, and it was over an inch in width.
Yeah, this one was a cow patty shape, like like they did ice cream, kind of like that.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
ice cream.
Well, it had the one I was able to make had the cow patty and then a couple little logs.
Yeah.
So it's like I've gone through it in my head over and over, and I've gone on the internet, and there is no animal up there that's going to leave a dookie that big with seeds and berries and nuts in it.
Yeah, especially the nuts. Yeah, they definitely chew that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that one on the trail where I had my knife out, and I found that whole nut in there, and I don't know what kind of nut that is, but
oh boy,
yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? So
Max Powers did the duty.
Yeah, did the dookie, and I know Parkway. He's seen the big dookie that my wife found in Idaho. I mean, I'm not kidding you. You know the size of the big dinner plate?
That's gross, dude.
It would have filled that. It would have filled that. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I mean, this is what got me to start carrying a tape measure with me everywhere. Was that dookie in Idaho and stuff. I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
That dookie was probably 2.5 inches in width.
Man.
And she's like, that ain't a dog and that ain't human.
Yeah,
you know?
No way.
No way.
They would have killed you.
You know? Like, yeah. I mean, if a human dropped that dookie, dude, you didn't sit for a month. I'll tell you that you probably had to go to the doctor and get stitches in your butthole. I'll tell you that right now. So,
gross. Yeah.
I mean, I've gone through every animal in the book up there, and those ones only, it can only be them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you remember the intestines?
Yeah,
that were wrapped around the tree limb, wrapped around 3 more times, and brought back up. That was right in the trail. They wanted me to find that, and I think it was the same thing with that dookie yesterday, right in the middle of the trail, and they wanted me to find it.
Yep.
Just like when that male sat in my spot and cleared out all the foxtails, and made sure that I saw it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I had tons of reports saying that people seeing the Bigfoots flinging their poop into the river or a stream because they don't want it to be found. And that's a lot of times why they think like poop, because they feel like that when it's coming out, and they fling it out to the water.
That could be, but we ain't got no water
to find it.
So, yeah. Hey, Pappy Two Bears, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Pappy.
I mean,
Fletch.
I don't think it's the handsome feller doing this.
No,
I think it's Devil Boy.
Oh,
that's doing this. He wants to make sure that I know that's his area. You know what I mean? And I get it. It is his area. It's why I don't go. I want to get past that bush line. I can get past that bush line, but I don't want to overstep my bounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, but you gotta you can't be cut up from a part of a road. You can't go in and go through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe he's telling you just don't go in my area here where this road is.
Right. You're cool right here.
Yeah.
But don't go any further. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
If the poop's there, I mean, he can have that territory. But once the poop's gone, I'll come back.
well, I mean,
no, I wouldn't do that.
I think that trail I've created, I think that has become the border. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows where I sit. He knows I sit in the foxtails. He knows where I sit over in the shade.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to go any further than that in that section.
Yeah, and you know that. So
I get it. I get it. And
I do that same thing.
I'm not planning on it. So, but he wants to make sure that I know that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think so too, Lily. I think he was upset because first of all, if we walked right by him, I hope not, but I think we did. I mean, didn't bring him food or nothing.
Well, we did bring him food. We did bring him food, but it wasn't. It was the normal routine.
Right. The routine is what's key. Yeah.
Right. I get up there early in the morning. I mean, people have seen it. I get to that certain spot right off the main trail and I say, hello, people, I'm here. I brought you apples. And I continue down that trail, down the bush line. But it's early in the morning. And that morning you came in, we were late. So we just kind of went right past it. I mean, you knew that they were there.
Yeah, I pointed it out.
Yeah, you knew they were there. That first spot, you're like, there's something going on here. There's like serious vibes going on right here.
What?
They follow me from the truck now. You know what I mean? They know where I park. I started parking closer to the trailhead, and now they know where I park. So now they sit there and watch, and they follow me. You know? And it must have been it. You know what I mean? That vibe must have been it because we went right past all of that just to do the cave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, I mean, it was it was not the norm for them, and it was not the normal repetition that I've been doing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I found that to be the same for mine. If it's not the same every time, then there's problems, you know. They start doing weird things like throwing rocks or breaking sticks more often.
Leaving big dookies in the middle of your trail.
For you, I never seen a dookie before.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
but yeah, they start acting a little different. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so.
I gotta call my doctor in about 2 more minutes. So
yeah, no worries.
What is it?
So yeah, but I mean, you want to talk about encounters? I mean, almost every time I go out now is an encounter.
Yeah, not a sighting encounter, but we have a sighting on the phone almost every time for you guys. Yeah. Man,
you know, I mean, there's been some instances where I've literally sat there for 2 or 3 hours without videoing.
Yeah.
In that special area.
Yeah, it's good.
And I've had her literally step out of the bush. I mean, full body, everything, just stand there.
Not me.
You know, I look at her and go, "Come on, come over here." You know,
you know,
she just kind of squats down and goes right back behind the bush and see her head pop up. You know, I mean, so
you're on better medication than me. Gosh,
I wish I was on medication. Unfortunately, I'm not.
Man, I don't know if I can do that. Stepping out like that.
I mean, Lily knows kind of what I've been up to.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to her about what I've been up to and how I've been going about it and stuff. And you know, I'm not really ready to reveal everything, but
no.
I mean, what I've been doing is obviously working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's always good to respect their you know what they want in their space. You know, I think
right. Yeah.
You know. I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna go call my doctor real quick.
All right. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Oh my gosh. email, so I just kept refreshing it, and here we are.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm working, so I'm just taking a break from that.
Nice. Trying to play catch up?
I am.
Nice.
My email. Probably.
Hold on 1 second.
I got it.
All right. So
on video.
Lewis has got to take care of some business really quick, but I'm here. And of course, the neighbors want to use a weed eater right now, so wonderful. I can't win today, man. It's just I can't win. But yeah, it is what it is. So last time you were here, we talked about some of your history and some of the people you've gone out with, and this time I'd like to get into some of your experiences. So, in your history, what was the one experience that stood out to you the most?
They're all profound. Every single one of them. One thing I try to make people understand is like, I had multiple encounters.
If you guys want to hear my medical issues, you guys can listen.
My ears are plugged. I'm not listening. You don't get used to them. I've had several encounters, and every one is profound. Even though you know you're going there out in the forest and you're looking for these things, it's still absolutely earth-shattering to have an encounter. Profound is the word I always use because that's what it is. There's not a better descriptor. It is profound. It's frightening. Probably my first encounter was the most impactful, because even though I was there looking for Sasquatch, the reason I was there is because I was pretty certain that they were real. But I guess there must be something in the back of your head that says that maybe there's a little bit of doubt. And to actually encounter them, especially when it's unexpected, even though you're there looking for them and you come across it, it's unexpected and it's earth-shattering. It's just changes you to the core, hits you at the base. It's like getting punched in the stomach when you're not looking. And so that experience was 2016, and I was out with Utah Sasquatch, and we went to this area because there was sign around, and this was right butted up against civilization. We found we went into a thicket and found a bunch of structures and a trackway, actually multiple trackways, but then one specific we zeroed in on because it seemed like we could see it the best. And so we started following it, and we thought it looked very, very fresh. So in a way we were tracking it, and it led a very peculiar way. As you're leaving the thicket, there's 3 kinds of substrate in front of us that it could have walked on. One is hard packed gravel, which doesn't really leave any indication that something walked there. There is, on the far other side, there's silty dirt, which would leave anything would leave a mark in it. And then in the center, there was like low cut, but thick, soft grass. And this thing was specifically walking on the hard packed stuff right next to everything else, so as to not leave an indication. But because we were pinned on it, we could see it. We had, at some cases, we had to get down on our hands and knees, but we were able to track it. And the tracks improved from there. But it went from that thicket into another thicket, went out in the open for a while, then into another thicket. This thicket that we went into, that's kind of when everything started. Like that night was a blockbuster. Right when you go into the thicket, one thing they do in Utah a lot, I've seen they do this everywhere, but in Utah in particular, it's all over the place. They will build these faux walls All right. It's used with different, I mean, a lot of times they'll use existing foliage and build it up, make it thick. And since you walked in this thicket, and instead of it kind of opening up, you walked in and there was like a 6 foot wide path that went around the outside of the thicket in like a racetrack pattern. But right when you go in, there's that full wall, right? You see all the signs that they made it. It's all broken up sticks. It's clearly manufactured. But Rio and the other guy we were with went in first, and I was behind him because I was looking at something, whatever. So I went in, I don't know, like a minute behind him. And I don't know how, I think there was a subject right when you walk in, right behind that full wall. I think there was a Sasquatch. And here's why I think that. When they went in, I was on the outside and I was sitting there. They had passed the entrance and started walking around a little bit. So they were probably 15 yards in. So I think there was a subject there turning, watching them, right? At which point it's kind of has his back towards the entrance. I didn't know if it didn't know I was there or if it was just thinking I wasn't going to come in. But I took one step in and I startled something because I felt heard this large movement. And I had the distinct impression that I was less than 6 feet away from something big. And I literally, I recorded it. And I literally went, oh, and reacted to it. And then they turn around, what? And I'm like, nothing. Because I wanted to pretend it didn't happen. And I wasn't sure it did either. In hindsight, I was sure. Ooh, that kicked things off. So we start walking in there and there's like fresh scat piles in there. There's, it's the late summertime. So there's constantly in those areas, there's constantly foliage and weeds, coming up from the ground, and you could see old pack stuff and new pack stuff. And it was freshly broken. I mean, moist, like moisture coming from the broken leaves and stalks and everything. Something is walking in there regularly, and they've been doing it for a long time because we see the old stuff with the newer stuff to the brand new stuff all right there, all smashed down. And so when we went in there, I caught up with them and we're kind of checking things out. We're trying to follow this pathway, kind of remarking on how interesting this is. Looking up into the canopy, there's giant tree trunks, like, set across the top, like 30 feet high. And we're talking like 500-pound tree trunks. Like, it's insane. So we're just marveling at it. About this time, when we're in this thicket, I start hearing, for the first time, I heard chatter. And it sounded close, but it sounded like two females chattering. Very weird sounding, but clear enough that it was audible. I can hear it. They started hearing it too. So that's how things kind of kicked off. And I was on high alert at this point because I know I was there, but it's just still frightening. I was questioning what the hell am I doing? I have no way to defend myself. Nobody really knows I'm here besides the guys I'm with. And so it was scary. So anyway, so we heard the chatter. I'm starting to pin on stuff like this. I'm hearing movement inside the center portion. After we hear the chatter, I'm hearing movement too. And this isn't an enclosed thicket. It's probably, I want to say square. The area is probably maybe 2,000, 3,000 square feet was the entire inside of this thicket. So we're hearing movement. And like I said, I couldn't be on more high alert. So I'm trying to concentrate. We end up moving around the side of it. We come out, there's an opening, and we noticed in this opening, right when you walk out, we caught the tracks again, and it led to one more thicket. This was interesting because this thicket had first time I ever saw a kill box. So what we saw, there's a game trail on the outside of this thicket, right, coming from another direction. It leads into an obvious opening or an obvious pathway into this thicket. And when we walk in it, there's one of these walls, these faux walls, right? This one's built up kind of more robust. There's big tree trunks stacked on top of each other, interweaving different branches and stuff like that. And it was substantial. It was probably 7-8 feet high, right? Once you walk in there, it's probably about 10, we'll say 5 yards inside the thicket before you hit this. And it kind of curved a little bit too, so you don't see it right away. You have to kind of get in the thicket to see it. And then right on the inside of the thicket, right when you walk in it, there's these two little blinds, one on each side, right? cocoons. Basically, you look closely at it, you see all kinds of sticks. It's freaking made. Everything's mashed down right in it. It's about the size of, well, for a Sasquatch, size of one Sasquatch, but 2 of us could fit in there. So what they did is they made this game trail. So something can walk in there, right? It walks in, it sees the wall, can't go anywhere, it can't jump over it, can't push through it, and it turns around, decide to leave, and there's 2 guys there ready to snatch them up. Perfect, amazing. That was the first indication of true intelligence, and it was striking. So from there we continued on. Let's see. So we leave that thicket. I don't even think we went into that thicket. We only saw the kill box, and it moved around the outside of the thicket, and then along this chain link fence. The chain link fence was interesting because as we're going, it's midnight, right? Keeping our eyes on the ground. There's no lights around, just our flashlights, which by the way are from our phones. That's all we got. So stupid. But as you're going along the chain link fence, you see like some bushes that are grown from one side of the fence through the fence, because it's chain link, out to the other side. And it pops out like a good, 6 or 10 feet out, right? So it obscures the pathway. So we're following the tracks up to that point. We see it go around the bush, and we follow. We come around the bush, and then surprise, there is a giant tree trunk, right? Probably 12 feet long, laying over the fence, a section of fence right past where that obstruction is, knocking it down. And on the other side of that fence where it's knocked down, there's another identical bush, right? So this little entrance is totally obscured from anybody unless you walk right up on it. There's a giant tree trunk that neither one of us can lift. No, I mean, all together we can lift it. It was heavy. So all right, well, let's follow it. And clearly you go in there, and it's very thick with blackberry bush and something else that's lots of sharp stickers, right? But it's mashed down, right? Something's going in and out of there. You see the same thing that I saw when we went in the first thicket, which is all that packed down old stuff, kind of old stuff and new stuff. So we start working our way in there, and we're getting totally shredded up. So that was another indication, besides the huge tree trunk, the giant Sasquatch tracks, that it wasn't made for humans, because our human didn't do it, because they're not. Why are they going to do that? They don't have to do that. They can just keep walking a little further, go around the fence, and they don't have to go through all the stuff. We literally ripped clothes and bled going through this, like no kidding. But when we got in there, we remarked at how the Sasquatch moved, because it at that point it's clear to us that these things will be walking around and very close to humans. But if here's a human trail, the Sasquatch will be off the trail through a bunch of thick crap that no human in the right mind would ever walk through, and then there are trails in there. So anybody wants to find Sas, that's how you do it. Everywhere.
It reminds me a lot of my area. We've discussed this over the phone, and it's just.
And I suspect that's how it is everywhere. I've seen it in every state that I've investigated things, and it's always the tree manipulation, how they move, their indications of intelligence by the different methods I just pointed out. It's always the same. The only thing that's different is the environment and the available foliage that they have to obscure themselves. So we start moving through that, and that was a good 10 or 15 plus yards, right? We're moving through it, and we start to come out of it, and then there's another giant thicket, and it drops down. It's like the trees are growing out of this ravine. It's about 15 feet down. We're on the outside of it, right? Following this thing. And we're following the tracks. And now we come up to right where the thicket starts. And again, we have our phone lights. So we don't have everything really lit up. And so I'm seeing the tracks, and I see a step, and then it turns and then takes a big step into some soft, foot-high grass. And I clearly see an impression, big one, and then another one, and then it disappears. And I'm telling Nathan, dude, I think it went this way to the left. He's like, no, that's probably from I don't know, he said a rabbit or something like that. And I'm like, it was pretty obvious that it was what I was saying. So we point our lights in that direction, and we lift it up, and the edge of the light just lights up a structure. And this structure was a son of a bitch. This thing was not just a few sticks put together. It wasn't an X. It was a freaking wood igloo. in all its glory. Logs this thick. The whole thing was constructed like that. I mean, bigger and a little bit generally like that. And we both, you know, in the video, we're like, holy shit. We're just completely took off guard. And we're looking and we're just analyzing this stuff. For my heart starts thumping. Fight or flight kicked in instantly like that. It caught me off guard. We're following these fresh tracks. This thing's here. It looks beautifully constructed and brand ass new. There's two giant, so we're looking at, all right, there's two giant pine trees that are at our level, drop down into this ravine that go all the way down to the bottom. There's two of them right next to each other, you can walk down it. This igloo's right there, and we're looking at it. There's an opening right there. We could see an opening that goes into it. And then on the back side of it, or the side of it, basically another structure, right? It's like a rectangle structure attached to it. It's totally incredible. And then it's right on the outside of this thicket, but in the bottom of the ravine. So here's the structure, right? And then the foliage from the thicket starts right there. It's thick, very thick. So we're sitting there debating it. He wants to go forward. And I'm like, wait. I was not good with that. So I'm like, how do you know there's nothing there right now? I mean, we're walking into something that's going to really make us vulnerable. We have nowhere to go. We're going to be 15 feet down in a very narrow little ravine, right? How do you know I'm not there? He's like, well, if they were there, they would have started throwing stuff at us by now. And I was, okay. I mean, it calmed me down enough to allow my body to start moving forward. So as soon as we start taking one step to move, it was clear if you were watching us, we were going to move down. Right then, in that thick part of the thick, right where it starts, one about the size, log comes out and lands right in between us. And then we react to it. And then everything's in slow motion. You guys have ever experienced that where something frightening happens?
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Dead. Holy shit. So I'm freaking out. I'm just freaking out. And he started freaking out too, which set me off because then I knew I was justified in my fear, right? Because I had seen him on video before I knew him, and I see the situations he's been in. And so I'm kind of gauging, should I be nervous based on him? Because I know he's at least a little more experienced than I am, right? So he's in front of me and he's like, back up. And his eyes were like this big. And I'm like, shit. I'm sitting there like, shit. You hear me on video. It's actually trippy looking back at it because I was so scared. I almost didn't recognize my behavior. It was weird. So I'm talking to it as we instantly started that. I'm like, weird inflections. I was just terrified, man. So we backed out. As we're backing out, I hear an audible. This is the weird thing. He didn't hear it. I didn't catch it on video, but I plainly heard something with a very deep voice. You guys ever seen the videos from Mike Patterson? Right? Where things talking and stuff, and that really deep kind of voice?
Yeah.
A kind of a grunt, moan, something sharp. I hear it plain as day. It was that deep voice, like that. And I comment on video. I'm like, that was a deeper voice. He didn't hear it. But a few seconds later, clook, wood knock, it knocks. So this is all just hitting. It's like confirmation. Get it. Got it. Good. Please don't kill me.
Let me get out with this.
I'm moving along, and I'm hearing and seeing the movement of one of the large subjects moving along the thicket with us as we're trying to egress the hell out of there. So that was the most profound thing. That's not the end of it. That isn't the end of it by a long shot. Petrified. So we moved to the end of it, and notice later the ravine starts coming up. So by the time we get to the end of that thicket, the ravine gets to close to round about the same grade we're at. So it stopped like well before that, but it was clearly, I could see the movement, hear the movement. It was making noise. There was at least two of them. And then we run into that fence again that I'd mentioned that we went through that had it knocked down. Well, guess what? There was another freaking giant tree trunk knocked down the fence, and just one chain link fence section for like 8 feet, right? 8 by 6 feet. Knocked that down. And on the other side of that is an open field, and it's a few acres. And I'm like, that's where I'm going. There's no hiding. There's no none. I could be, you know what I mean? not that it's really going to protect me, but if something's going to have to come out, I'm going to see it coming at least before I die. Thanks. So we move over there. I had to take a knee. I literally took a knee because I was just like, I was dizzy. I was just like freaked out. So when we're talking about it and everything, remember we had another guy with us, and we're like, dude, where's Steve? And I started freaking out. I was like, I was afraid he was going to die. Just dodge death. As far as I don't know what these fucking things are going to do.
Nope.
So we went and started looking for him. We see his light just right around this. See his light moving around, and he's calling to us. So we don't know if he's having an encounter or what's going on. We're yelling at him to come this way. Come on, dude. There's Sasquatch there. Move your ass. He's armed too. I didn't know.
The T on.
He's a little bit less nervous for himself than I am for him, because he's just this, this little guy, but he had a gun, I guess, 45 ACP rounds, so he could at least, piss something off long enough to get away. I don't know. So he's coming this way because he's yelling at us. He sees eye shine. And this eye shine is not where we just were. It was through open ground into another thicket. So we're thinking this is not even the Sasquatch we just ran into. There's more of them. Holy fuck. So over to us, and we start walking towards him. So we kind of go back over that fence, amongst the thickets, and we spot this thing in another thicket. It's a good 50 yards away, and we see the eyes, and they're far apart. And we're trying to gauge how high it is based on our, minimal light source we have. But it looks like 8 or 9 feet off the ground in this thicket.
That's big.
We see it blink, see it turn. You can see it plain as day. This whole time, I'm starting to think Rio has a YouTube channel. We just filmed all this. This is gonna go on the YouTube channel. I'm a bitch. I need to unbitch myself.
What the heck? Hey, then I am too, because I run, boy. Woo! I researched. I don't want to see that crap.
I don't know why I did that, but I was like, dude, all right, listen, because we're sitting there listening for a while, and I'm like, I start taking my stuff off, emptying my pockets, and then they're continuing amongst themselves, and then, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I'm gonna walk toward it. Are you crazy? Like, freaked out. What are you gonna? Are you nuts? I'm like, I was trying to redeem myself is what I was doing. So I put my stuff down. I started walking to it. I held my arms out like this, and I was talking calmly to try and, I don't know what I was trying to do. Be calm. I'm okay. I don't have anything. I'm just walking towards it. And I see the eyes there, right? I get about, 2/3 of the way there, maybe a little bit less. And then there's a reaction, and all the bushes and trees where he was whatever the freaking hell it was, starts shaking violently, suddenly, startling. Whoa. I'm like, okay. I'm walking backwards. The shaking stops, and I do that for a little bit, turn around, I'm sprinting back to him. I'm like, okay, redemption fulfilled. That's about all I'm going to do. So that was it. But that still wasn't the end of the night.
You validated that thing, though. You made sure that's what you were looking at. A lot of people don't do that. They'll just tell, oh, that's it. Yeah, let's go. But you went up until you had moved. If I
wasn't temporarily insane, I don't think we would have done that. Just got to having this very close encounter, and we were, I think on Sasquatch Chronicles I said 15 feet, but I meant 15 yards. Like that's close. That's close to. I could take 3 or 4 steps and rip your head off.
Well, I think anywhere in their area is too close. But if they wanted you out, they'd be out. They would sit there and just come at you and tear everybody up. It don't matter if it's one person or 10 people. They'll take them all out, with guns or without guns.
Like I was telling somebody one time, like it could be a adolescent female could literally rip all 3 of our legs off, beat us to death, and shove the entire leg down our throats. Full on.
Well, Sasquatch did that to a guy at a gun range. He saw a Bigfoot walking on top of the gun range. He shot at it. He went up there to go check and see if he killed it. The Bigfoot swiped him up, bent him backwards, and shoved him back in his truck and closed the door.
And half. And
he was in the floorboard, bent backwards.
They reported it as a bear. The people.
Yeah, no bear. That Bigfoot whooped on him.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that was bad.
Terrifying. So you think of stuff like that, and then you go out into their area, and
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like everybody here. Like you go out in the world, you go in the Bronx or wherever you go. It's, you still have that fear of people too, but we still do it every day. But it's just something that we're not used to, I guess.
Earth, I'm afraid of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll throw fists with anybody. I don't give a shit. I really
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Bottom line, I'm a grown man in the prime of my life, and I can fucking hurt somebody if I wanted to.
Yeah.
They can hurt me too. Maybe they have a gun or a knife. That's fine. I'm not an idiot, but they're not going to rip my legs off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a little different. Yeah.
The different kind of
different level of fear.
Yeah, a human can't squeeze your head off your shoulders like a grape.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, they could.
Exactly. You know what I mean. But
terrifying.
That's scary.
I mean, and one thing I've noticed and stuff throughout all the areas I've been is they're all different in their aggression and their demeanor. You know what I mean? Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The ones in North Idaho seem curious and fun and want to play. The ones up here in Fawnskin want to rip my head off.
Right.
And the ones that I'm at now, I mean, the males are kind of standoffish, but they don't want to, they're not coming at me aggressive, you know what I mean? But they're gonna, they're gonna watch, you know what I mean, and see what I do. So,
right. You guys, everyone has to understand this. They are always watching.
Oh,
even you go to any area, like go check around trailheads and stuff. I've told you this before, Kevin. You're gonna find blinds there if they're around, and they it seems to be a compulsion for these things, because it's every time you find these things, they will post up. You'll find little chill spots, like places where humans collect, places where humans will enter their environment. They'll collect around there too, and they'll watch. They want to know what's going on. It's very, very, very scary. They are nature's voyeurs, though, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot about them, obviously. We can only know, I can report my experiences. You guys can, other people can, but I'm learning about these things based off of my own experience, and then whoever I find online that I think is being honest, right? But it really pisses me off. There doesn't seem to be any collective effort for anybody to get together. I try.
Some people just do it for money. Some people just do it for fame or just for attention. I seen a guy on YouTube. I don't want to say his name. I'm not like that, but he was a guy that was just kind of like checking out the scenery, like historic places. And then somebody mentioned on his thing, "Oh, you ever see Bigfoot? What's Bigfoot?" But that video's gone. But then all of a sudden he's Bigfoot, and he hears people walking on the ridges. But what about when it was a scenic route? Why wouldn't you hear people on the ridges? You know what I mean? So his whole story changed. You know what I mean? And now he's a Bigfoot guy. I just no, he's not. It's like gosh,
irritating.
Yeah, it is irritating.
I have a couple haters that talk shit to me. I don't even know where they have the stuff they say, but I think all of us that stuff will have somebody coming at us.
Always be on me.
Either people talk shit and I'll go back at them with logic, and I won't stop. Like there was a guy that what do you call him, trolling me forever, and I went back at him every single time, and I would just nail him with stuff. He went away. He finally went away, stopped posting. Like I trolled him back, I guess. But you can't fuck with me. I know everything that anybody knows about these things. I buried myself in this for like 4 years. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and it's not. I'm not speculating. I've seen this shit myself, or I've interacted with the people who have reported whatever. Like I'm telling you.
Last week I had a recording on the thing with the Bigfoot made a sound on it. Maybe you can check it out at the end of the video almost. Do you know what time range it was? It's about, I don't know. It's like we did a couple hours on that one. So, but it made a knocking sound, but it used his mouth, and he was right over my recorder.
Yeah.
And I heard Kevin out there, and when the birds went off, that same sound in the bird sounds, and went like that. And I was like, whoa. And I don't know. That's the only one I heard though when he was out there. Right. So
things are crazy. Mimic stuff. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There seems to be something some more to these things than just what we all, what we all think. I don't want to say paranormal, but there's some paranormal that goes along with it, man. It's anybody into this and they go along with it long enough, they're going to come across the same shit. I had somebody try to explain this to me. I think I told you guys last time, where this all ends, where this all moves toward. And I wouldn't listen to him, not because I didn't believe him, but I was just like, I need to get there myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to do it too.
Out there, I want to do it myself. Yeah. But you know what I mean? I
wait to be proven wrong. Do it until you're proven wrong. Like, if they tell you something, then you just keep doing it until you're proven wrong yourself. But yeah, I think it's the best way to go about it. Bigfoots are totally different than when I first started in my mind, to where now, way different.
Right.
So,
because they're ultimate. I mean, they have a commanding operational status within their environment, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's even just a step more than that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It does not matter what you do, you can't get the drop on them. They could be close to you, as I've explained to you, they've been to me, and you can't. I could have ran through that full wall. I probably would have got side of them.
Yep.
So quick, so smart. They seem to. I mean, they're watching you so intently. I think they know behavior from the people that have entered their areas for generations. They even know what people aren't going to do. Like, okay, 100 people have come in. One of them has gone this direction, and you know what I mean. I think that almost can catalog it. They're like savants. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's what Kevin said here. Military type, tactics they have.
Yeah, they're very militaristic in their way, what they do and their tactics and stuff like that. Right. I mean, where they post up and how much they can see. I mean, they're watching us just as a very few of us are watching them.
Right. Well, where Claudia Ackley had her encounter with that one in the tree. By the way, some of the photos I sent you were of my investigation of that site.
Yeah.
And I actually took clips from her video of the thing. And nobody's been able to do this, but I was able to lighten it up and see the damn thing's face. So some of those photos I sent you, I didn't know if you were going to try and show them on this podcast.
Whenever you're ready. You want to do it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start putting them up and you can just explain each one.
I'll finish this one thought though. So in that area where she had that encounter, that tree the thing was in, there are trees right there. And that's a conversion point where multiple trails, game trails and people trails meet. And it's high enough on the ground to where being up in that tree, they get a commanding 360 view of anything coming and going, people, animals, far, which is, it goes right along with what they do. So it fits in perfectly. But all right. So some of these, I'll just say brand, some of them, a lot of them I don't even remember. Some of them I pulled from videos of mine, some of them from other people. There's a couple on there you guys will be familiar with that have been out for a while, but I'll try and comment on what I can.
Okay.
But I got a lot of them.
Yeah, dude. I think you doubled up on some of these. Some are larger than the others, but they're almost the same.
Okay.
There you go. I didn't put it on here.
The people are going to be able to see these?
Oh, yeah, they'll see them. Yeah, I'll just, not my email, though.
Get ready. Good shit.
Yeah, there we go. Just going to wait till it pops up. Okay. Oh, that's a small one. I think that's why you did two, huh? Right, let me take that one out.
The hell is that one?
I'm gonna change it to this. Maybe it's a different resolution. I don't know. Nope.
I hope they're not all small like that.
There my God.
Well, there you go.
That thing's golly. That's big. That's a big nose right there.
Yeah. Look at those eyes. Look at the facial structure. It's totally like archaic human. Looks like that.
The nostril and the mouth, right? Nostril.
No, those are eyes. Those
are okay, I see now. Okay, I see it now.
Louis, does that look familiar?
Yes, it does. Yeah, but the lips are different. Your bottom lip on that, yours is bigger.
Well, I'm just saying the general, like the eyes and stuff of the two watching us at the cave.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Dude, right there.
That one I can't see those. And that dog's hair is all standing up.
Oh, this is great. You got to look for the other ones. You got to show this in sequence if you can. But this is a black German Shepherd. This is from a lady online, Bama Bigfoot.
Okay.
So this dog is pinning on a Sasquatch in those bushes right there to the left. All right.
That's nuts.
Pictures that show the thing. It's sitting there looking straight ahead with its eyes that way, looking at the dog. It knows it's being pinned on. That's it right there.
That's it right back there. That one.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what you're looking at. You see its face. You see its eyes ahead, and it's looking
right here.
left towards the dog.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Good. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. I don't like that.
I subscribe to Bama Bigfoot, and I've asked her if she'd come on the podcast, and she's like, you know what? I've seen enough. I've done enough, and I think I'm done with this one.
Yeah, that's where she.
Look at that.
Yeah.
She's had, God, where did I get this? This one I pulled from one of the videos. Don't remember. This one's clearly it's hiding. It's at a little bit of a distance. It's hiding behind the
big
tree.
as shoulder. Golly, it's huge right there.
Right there.
Mm-mm.
So there's no question.
Yeah. There's no question about what that is.
That's just
heck.
color change on it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Doing the typical half behind a tree.
See that one? So that's in thick bush.
Yeah.
Where'd I get this one from? I think no, this is also from Bama. Yeah, this one's sitting there. She's walking in the bush. This thing's sitting there just quiet looking at her. It's standing up. You can see in the video it's like 8 or 9 feet tall. It's sitting there just looking at her. Isn't that terrifying?
Scary.
There's another video. Okay, this one I was hoping it would go in sequence, so I have it from further away and then closer and closer. But this one is back, was throwing stuff and got caught, right? So it's hiding back there. So you can see this thing's eyes. I think there's one of the other photos closer up. You see, this is one of the ones that have eyes that are just pitch black. So that's
that one right there. No, that one there's one standing right there. No,
yeah,
that's not it.
Him right there behind the, looking right. You can see it, right?
Yeah,
Those black eyes. So a lot of them have. There you go. A lot of them have those black eyes. There seems to be kind of Sasquatch have those black eyes. They're like shark eyes, and which are the most terrifying to me. And then ones that have more eyes, more like us, where you'll see the whites of the eyes. This one doesn't have whites of the eyes. This one is terrifying. You see the gray skin, has hair, like beard, cheeks. That one was throwing stuff. Look at that. Look at that son of a bitch. So I didn't include this in the photos, but there's another one where this thing moved over to its left to try and hide. It knew it was being looked at. But
that's crazy. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh.
That's a wider view of the scene.
Let's make it wider. I'll close my eyes, guys. You guys look. Man.
Yeah.
Imagine being in the middle of nowhere at midnight with no weapon, and we're out looking for these things, coming in contact with them. Like, that's no joke right there. There's not many people on planet Earth that are going to do that. I promise you that. I promise you.
No, they won't do that. My family won't even go out there with me anymore because of that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I can't. Right in the open.
Look at that.
Oops, did I go the wrong way? Oh, there's right there. Ah, come on. There he is. That's pretty close there, right there.
There is.
Yeah, people think you need to go way out in the woods to find these beings and stuff like that. No, you don't. You just got to find a patch of woods and walk 50 yards in. You'll find something, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I think that was it.
No, there's way more.
Yeah, there were doubles. A lot of doubles. I think you sent them twice.
Beside that file you just set open, weren't there?
No, there's only
I sent a bunch of emails after the ones that had these.
Let me look at my email again, make sure. 'Cause I thought.
Oh, there's way more in there. You're looking at them right
Wait.
now.
Oh wait, no, that's the ones.
No,
that's the ones we just went through, right?
Nope.
Where did these come from? No, we went through these ones right here to here.
Go to the middle.
This one we didn't see yet. These down here, but
going down.
Yeah, that one we didn't see it.
Look at him.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
And over his left shoulder.
Man, look at that nose, eye, big old cheeks. Man, that's big cheeks, man. That'll be nice. Looks like it.
Well,
damn ugly. You see,
you need big cheeks to cover big teeth.
This one right here. But you see him. He's looking out from behind that tree.
Yeah.
Over at us.
That's
okay.
Pretty obvious. That's
I
mean, and once you start getting into this whole topic and you start figuring out what to look for in the videos, oh my goodness, you just go through the video. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one,
Right. Look, you can, a lot of people can get these. I don't know why they're not.
Right. I mean, in the last 6 weeks, I've probably added another 100 screenshots to my collection. And there's a couple of my screenshots that are not Bigfoot that seem to look very canine. And we're a little concerned about those.
Let's see that.
I sent you about 100 photos.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now because I thought I put them in a file with BF on it, and that one does not have BF on it. So
Lewis had some Google issues.
Somebody hacked my freaking Google.
Yeah, somebody. So somebody hacked Lewis's Google account and screwed some stuff up, so he had to start over.
In the photos, I have a couple ran into. I had that major encounter. And Davis brightened up a screenshot of it for me, and then we went back during the day, like a couple weeks later, and got some shots of it from daylight. So that's in there.
Where the heck did it go? I had it right there on that thing, but all right. I'll look for it while we're talking, and I'll put it up.
That's fine. Eating a nectarine this time of year. I love these things so much. I will eat them all day long.
Right. So I guess now is as good time as ever and stuff to tell them what's going to go on the 11th.
What's going to go on?
We agreed to meet up on the 11th.
Oh, me and you.
Yeah.
He told me. I thought you cheated already. Last week.
Yeah.
The spot I'm gonna take you. It's fine because we're both gonna be kind of exploring. But what I've been seeing are trees just absolutely ripped apart, just broken off in giant chunks of trees, just broken off to the ground. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. There was a spot I had an encounter on the north side of this little mountain range. I say the hills. Call them the hill. I say go over the hill between Orange County and Riverside. It's not much in elevation. It goes up to 3 or 4 or 5,000 feet maybe. But I had an encounter, real brief, something threw something at me. And I don't know what the deal is, but shortly after this encounter, construction crews blocked off this little area and have totally demolished it.
Mm-hmm. Bulldozed it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I still haven't posted that video. YouTube just notified me if I don't start posting videos, they're going to axe my channel. So I guess I got to post something. I've been telling people for so long I'm going to post all this stuff. But anyway, we're going to have some fun. We're going to be for some stuff together. It'll be interesting because I know they're all.
That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and I'm like you said, you people aren't really coming together and meeting and stuff like that. And I'm all for it. If I got the time and I've got the money to go, I'm all for it. Lewis, made time and took a train up here to meet me.
Oh,
and, I went and picked him up from the train station, and we're talking about doing a camping trip.
Yeah, my uncle's campground.
Yeah, his uncle has a campground up in Idlewild, and we're talking about doing a big camping trip. And you're invited if you can find time. We'd love to have you there with us. Cool. And we're going to invite some other people, and it's going to be
ass over there.
Huh? What's that?
Bronzini gets ass over there. He still owes me a
he's on the list. Yeah, he is on the list.
It's not only on just one list.
He's actually been traveling up to Washington and back down. He went and saw his grandparents up in Washington. So,
cool.
But yeah, we got a nice list of people to go through for invitations on this camping trip. We know about what time, but we haven't narrowed the actual dates yet.
Right.
As soon as we narrow that down, you'll be definitely informed, and we'll give you plenty of. Yeah,
we hopefully let us in when it's closed because of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But,
yeah.
So alcohol day, you couldn't drink alcohol. They had a big, huge building with rooms everywhere, just crazy rooms, and there's secret doors that you can hardly find, and you go all throughout the whole thing and trying to find all these secret doors and hallways and behind the walls. It's crazy. They were just to hide alcohol. We'll go back there and just hide to drink the alcohol.
Just, there you go.
Never come back.
We're gonna get this big camping trip together and get a bunch of people out there, and we're gonna go Bigfooting and see what we can find. My wife is actually up in that area right now, camping with my daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Nervous about Sasquatch?
She knows it's Bigfoot territory, and I sent her up with some high-powered flashlights. I sent her up with a FLIR, and she said she's going to do some howls, and she's going to do some wood knocks and see what happens.
Oh my gosh!
So, and they went up with some other family that have little kids. So there will be little kids running around screaming and being kids, and we know how that attracts them. So
they like that.
It is it between the howls my wife will do and the wood knocks and the kids. I think something's gonna come.
I hope so.
Give them a visit, and she's gonna be there to have her camera ready. They took my daughter has one of those big expensive Canon D80s or whatever it is. One of them big fancy things.
Right.
They took that up there. And
there's a camera, I think it's a Canon P1000 or P900. The zoom ability on the thing, incredible. Yeah. I mean, you can have during a full moon or whatever, you can just be on the ground. You could zoom in on the moon so much that it's clearly showing the surface. Like you can zoom in past the exterior, edges of the moon to where it's that close to the moon. Isn't that amazing?
Right.
Expensive.
Right.
I think.
That might be the camera my daughter has, because I think her old camera was like the D80 and she upgraded it.
Right.
So I don't know which one she took up, but she took her fancy camera up there. And
yeah, that'd be cool if they got freaking clear footage, boy, and they come back with it. Oh man.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Plenty of sightings up there. So
I've been looking on like message boards and stuff for people talking about the area that we're going to go to, because there's a lot of people are not reporting this stuff to the BFRO. They're talking about it though. Hey, has anybody seen anything weird? Is anybody?
Yeah.
But,
The BFRO is kind of giving themselves a name that's not very good. They're
I don't know what their goal is, but I think they just want all the attention. I don't know what it is, but
I think Matt Moneymaker, when he started the BFRO, he had great intentions of just cataloging the sightings that are reported by state. You know what I mean? And I think government entities have stepped in and said, "Hey, we'll pay you to continue to run this, but the good ones you got to give to us and not report them on here."
Right.
You know, I definitely think there's some government persuasion involved with the BFRO now.
Yeah. Well, they're up to something. Like I said, I've had my own interactions with, rangers out in the field, and I think I told you this before. I caught them like tearing down structures. Like, what are you doing?
They're
and then
told
everyone's
to.
seen probably in the news within maybe 6 months ago, where I want to say New Mexico, the local authorities were posting photos of Sasquatch structures we all know are saw, and saying that people are out building these things and they're going to be fine. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, good luck.
Kind of stupid though. Quit making these wood things that's out here with wood.
There was a Border Patrol story not too long ago where they were in a helicopter with a FLIR, and they had agents on the ground, and the helicopter with the FLIR said, "We have a subject on camera, at this coordinates coming towards you." And then the helicopter guys go, "How many people is that? That is freaking huge." And then the guys on the ground go, that isn't a person. That aren't people."
Yeah.
And they've had sightings,
I know that story very.
I mean, it's a lot of it, like forest rangers. I've actually up in Oregon, we stopped. Actually, in Northern California, we stopped at the Redwoods, and we were at a gift shop, and I was wearing a Bigfoot sweatshirt, and I was up at the counter and stuff, and the guy's like, "I like your sweatshirt," and I'm all, "Yeah, you got stories?" And he's like, "No." So,
got scared.
no, well, it continues, and I was like, "Yeah, right." And he's all, "I'll meet you outside on my break in 10 minutes.
That's cool though. At least you did that.
So he's all, "They're real, and we are told not to talk about them. We're told that if we were to find any structures, that we are to destroy them and give the coordinates to our commander to report to another agency."
So they can come in there and execute all the Sasquatch.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they go in executing non-aggressive Sasquatch. I think they just want to keep tabs on where their potential areas are.
Post this stuff for showing them all where they are.
Yeah.
Not for a freaking fact. It's obvious.
Yeah. But I mean, there's definitely a government agency out there designated to deal with aggressive Sasquatch. That is for sure. So, and I'm sure the Department of Interior probably has something to do with that.
Yeah, I think that they're the agency that oversees stuff. That's obvious too.
They're the ones at the top on this subject. You know
how many people won't go out in the woods if they found
crap rolls downhill. So.
And nobody in my family would go out in the woods if they found out that was real. You know what I mean?
Country wouldn't. I think that's part of most of the country wouldn't. That's part of the reason why I'm telling anybody.
Money.
Yeah.
By the way,
did
you check your email? Did you find any other photos, by the way? Because I got a lot more good ones.
I looked at I took them out, but let me see, make sure.
We'll try and send them to another time, show them on another podcast. If
you want. Yeah, I was gonna. You want me to make a video for it, and I'll send you the video. You could post it.
Whatever you want. I just want you. I want these people watching to be able to see them because they're a lot of them are pretty impressive. Like some stuff from my investigations. That Claudia Ackley's areas, we had an encounter there, and I got a footprint of one that tried to jump the trail, and it's the clearest 16-inch footprint you ever saw. Awesome.
Well, you know where Claudia Ackley's area is. I know where Claudia Ackley's area is. My area was just west of Claudia Ackley's area, and that was where they found the 2 dead bodies.
Oh.
That was where they barricaded the trail on me after I put a camera out. That was where I got paralleled on the ridge lines. That the whole area just that's the area I'm not allowed to go to anymore.
Oh,
so
go there.
Yeah, my wife will not let me go there ever since they found the bodies.
Did you get your camera back?
Nope, still out there. Nope. Yep, that was that's
and go get it.
That was a long story, and I don't think that I don't think that the general public is ready to hear that story because it's rather supernatural. So
yeah,
yeah, but maybe someday I'll get in deep to that story, but definitely some
scary stuff.
Scary stuff and some extraordinary abilities.
Right.
So yeah.
Buddy, so I don't know how many people are watching, but does any of you guys have any questions at all? If anybody has questions, bust it out.
Yeah. Let's. If anybody got any questions, put them in caps, and we'll put them up. You know what I mean? So
I love questions.
Yeah. I love hearing from the public. In the chat. So, I just. Your story is so fascinating to me because you've been with so many people that are so well known, you know what I mean? And you've had, encounters that are just through the roof, you know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to getting out there with you and doing some squatching. So that is for sure. I can't wait.
That first encounter that I described, or that first evening, all the stuff that happened. See, there's more. That's not even the end of it. What I was telling you.
Yeah.
But just that first encounter, that evening right there, that's more encounter, more interaction stuff than some people have gone their whole Sasquatch career and not have had all that stuff. So I think people are reluctant to, maybe the older people are, reluctant to accept it, but it's true. It's all freaking real. You know what I mean? That's the thing anybody at any point, what I've been doing for people on the past couple of years is people are interested, right? I get emails constantly about this or that. And I will ask people, where do you live in the country? Here. Okay. Because they want to see Sasquatch. I'm like, here's what you do. So I'll look at their area. I'll go on Google Maps and I'll show the area, or I'll look at the area and I will tell them where they need to go to try and have, to see if these things are around. And I've had people get back to me over and over again. They're like, I went there and I saw these structures over and over again. So I'm really confident. Like I can find these things about anywhere. I know if they're around in an area, I know where they're going to be generally, or where there's going to be signs generally if they're around. And, it's not that hard. It really isn't.
It isn't. It's not that hard at all. So we got Max Powers over here.
Okay.
And he has, what do you think they are?
That's the hardest question possible.
That's the $1 million question right there.
They're, well, look, let's look at the obvious. So by the way they appear and the way they behave, there's strong indications that they are branched off somewhere way back from us, maybe, right? They're definitely mid range, right? There's
That's my theory also.
They visually, I guess, and in behavior, they seem to be a dead cross between a Homo sapien and like a mountain gorilla, right? Like it's like the missing link. So visually, physically, that's what they appear to be, but I don't think that's it. I think there's more to it. I think there's sensory perception. I think that there's a whole another portion of how these operate that I can't answer. I don't think anybody can answer. Maybe some people in the government, they're hiding this, that study these things. No, but that's about as far as I can go.
Right. Until we get to sit down with one and ask the question, what are you?
Right.
You know? So
but they're definitely real. I mean, people say, oh, I think they're flesh and blood. That they're real. They're flesh and blood. They're stomping around, but there's more to them. What that is, I don't know. There's some there's some occurrences. There's some things that happen, but I don't know if these things are happening because of the Sasquatch or there's other things with them that are doing this stuff. Right. That's something that's hard to figure out.
Right.
But that's about the best answer I can give, Max.
So you got a Parkway over here. It says, what episode did you leave with Wes?
Which episode did I do?
I'm assuming that's what he's. Yeah, what episode did you do with Wes?
I was on 278. I think 278. Yeah, and that episode is titled "We're Not Leaving," and I'm the only guest on that episode. Let's do. It's hard. Some of the encounters. It's really hard to. It's emotionally taxing, and it's difficult to kind of talk about it in full detail. So right now, earlier when I was talking about some of that stuff, I didn't get into it as much as I did in that show. When I did that show, it was pure therapy. It was 100% therapy. I had to talk to somebody. It was just overwhelming. And I think anyone that's had an encounter and come to the realization these things are real, they're all the same thing. It's just like, I got to talk to somebody about it because you can't just go talk to your parents or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever,
Right.
So therapy, and I was lucky to do it. But I did that. I'll get like maybe 3.5 months after my last encounter with Sasquatch. So it was very fresh. But yeah, it's episode 278. It's called "We're Not Leaving." It's good. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, Max Powers has another question over here. It says, why do some of us get so much activity?
I think it's probably just your areas. But on top of that, there's a couple other factors I think that play into it. One of them is the Sasquatch seem to know those of us that are aware that they're there. They seem to know that we know they're there. And depending on the person, I think that attracts them to you for what reason, I don't know. But it seems to attract them to you, and therefore you get more occurrences, more instances. But they are definitely heavily focused on us. They are definitely pay attention to human beings, and that's indicative from the fact that they're nature's voyeurs. The amount of around humans as much as possible to watch what we're doing, watch us come and go. They seem to be very tuned into us and very interested in what we're doing and why we're there. And then again, those of us that know they're there, they seem to react to it. And they maybe come out, make a little more noise. I don't know. But I think it's that. And then the area you're in, if it has a higher amount of them, then that's just going to be exponentially from there. That's my opinion. Anyway, I'm not sure that it makes sense on everything that I've picked up.
I have to agree with that and forget where I heard it.
A couple people are on that now.
Yeah, someone made the statement that acknowledging that they exist opens the door for them to essentially interact with you more. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree. It's like they know that you know about them, and they want to test you. You know, to see what you know and how far you'll go. So
yeah, that'd be. I mean, from where I'm standing, it's all we can do is speculate. But there's certain things that make more sense than others. But they're clearly hiding from us. They don't want to be seen. They're super shy
for obvious reasons.
We see them, and you've heard a lot of encounters where they see the Sasquatch, and then when they're describing it, and the Sasquatch realize that they were there or that they were seen, and then they stand upright and they're like, okay, may as well not hide. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, okay, we know this person knows they're there, but then how do they know that? Because what we're looking at, because of how we're walking around, does it stand out to them, or is it is there some sort of biological signature that we're giving off because of it, right? Can they see intent? Who knows? It certainly seems possible from what I've seen. There's definitely things that are way off the normal radar with these things. So I don't know. There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. But anyway, that's a giant structure. That's about 30. Each one of those is about 30 feet high, maybe more. Maybe even 40 feet. It's just a giant X. I think that's in Utah. But we're in a huge wallow. That's it. So we see a lot of this. There's a live tree right there, and then a bunch of broken off trees all stuffed up right on top of it. They do that all over the place. And these are like 30, 40 feet high. I mean, these tree trunks, they weigh 1,500 pounds a piece.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
And there's nowhere any utility trucks to come in or cranes, and that's people always want to say this. The weather did that. The weather did that. You're a fucking moron.
Yeah. Lost.
The wind came in, busted off the top of a tree, and gently set it down on those branches so that they didn't break.
Not to mention, how did the weather take? Let's see, 5 fully grown aspen tree trunks, rip off all the bark and all the freaking branches, and then move it 300 meters uphill into the middle of a freaking pine thicket, and then we're gonna win through that dipshit. It's I had no patience. Everybody, you have more work to do. They're just fucking off their rocker, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
this is a lean-to or what? A leaner?
This is an asterisk. This thing, the asterisk, probably about 8 feet tall. It's just all freestanding, smaller tree trunks or branches, all leaning on each other.
Yeah, it looks like that one goes right in the middle of it too.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
So there's goes with this, and I don't know where the hell it is, but essentially what you see there, you can see the grass. It's all about 6 to 8 inches tall, right? It's all thick. What you see there is indentation of something. Imagine a person sitting down. You see their butt and their legs out, right? And in the middle of it, you see this pile of feathers. It's like something killed a bird, sat there,
down and plucked it
and ate it right there. And it was right in the middle. This was the area where that crazy encounter was. But that was nuts. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it's fresh. It's like they did it that night.
Those are some big butt cheeks, man.
Legs too. We sat down in it, and it was. I mean, the legs were like 2 feet longer than mine. It was insane. Yeah. So is the structure. So if you're looking at that picture, we came from the left to the right, and to the right of this thing is where the thicket is. And this is the structure that was just creeping up over the ground, but we were right there. And looking to the left, we lit it up, and that was it. That's the structure. And the picture in there is the one that MK lightened up, and then the one we took at the daytime. Interestingly, Rio actually went back there maybe 2 months or so afterwards, and the thing looked in disarray. It's like it was halfway taken apart after that encounter.
Yeah, they do that.
With thermal, couldn't get them. But there's been a lot of encounters there. He's had a lot of encounters there. I had a lot of encounters with him there. But that's the structure we ran into on that first night.
Well, we'll be hearing about this from MK down because we're gonna have him pretty soon.
I think he lightened up for me.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really good.
And so picture this. So it goes down below, like 15 feet. It drops down, and that thing is not 15 feet high because it's kind of on the side too. It's lifted up a little bit, but it's 8 feet tall and 12, 15 feet wide. It's big.
And you can see the Bigfoot over that, around that, or the eyes, or what was this?
The eye shine we got was directly behind. See, I'm facing toward it.
Yeah.
It's directly behind me.
Oh.
Where that facing, it was coming from another thicket, crossed the opening behind that. So behind the person taking that photo, behind about 50 yards.
That's scary, dude.
I was like, it couldn't have been the Sasquatch that we ran into here because they didn't have time to run across that open ground. We didn't see them. We're watching the whole time. So it had to
be. I've experienced how fast they are. And they can cover ground very fast and very silently. So
this is a trip right here. So this is a structure. So this is on the riverside side of the area that I'm talking about us going to, but it's well out of the wilderness preserve. This is literally on a vacant lot on the corner of two major streets in Wildemar, California, right in the middle there. And there's all this cover and it stretches back off to the right in this picture. And it eventually reconnects with, there's a riverbed, right, that comes down from the mountains and all the normal cover. And I found signs of these damn things coming out all the way this far into civilization. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a good few miles out of the mountains.
That's good. That's like Kevin too, mine, but right by the road.
Yeah, right by the roads. People travel them all the time.
Yep.
Nope, thinks twice that this is kids did it. No, kids didn't do it.
Right.
All right.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've heard of LA swamp ape. He has them. I mean, there's like it's called a culvert where it kind of runs down back behind the houses, but it connects with like woods.
Right.
And they're coming down the culverts and walking right in between houses. And they've come right up to his backyard and have thrown his dog's bones.
Wow.
So that they don't bark. And he has security cameras, and he gets them on security cameras all the time.
Really?
Yeah, LA Swamp Ape. Yeah, we've had him on the podcast, man. Great guy.
Really?
And
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, he's hopefully he's working on getting some better cameras into his system. So
I watched a podcast you had before me in between these with Max, and I love. He's been around for a while doing some stuff, so it was interesting. I like to see from other people who have been doing this stuff and just hear their experiences. It's kind of funny, like even if you haven't met somebody or whatever, you see the experiences and where you're kind of leading to. They sort of align a little bit, you know what I mean? Yep. Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a big part of this podcast is. I've actually experienced, some stuff, and I've seen people post videos in other states where they've had the exact same thing happen,
right?
Or they've experienced the exact same thing, and that's what we want to do. We want to get everybody's evidence out there, because someone out there may think, "Oh, well, this is probably an isolated thing, and I'm probably crazy." No, it's not an isolated thing. This person here had the same thing happen.
Well, listen, look at this. Just what this video that you're posting right now with all these photos. Like,
that's scary, dude.
Come on, man. You can see this is fake.
Like, you can tell it's a head and an eye and a nose. The nose is huge.
Right before this that you have. Huh? You see before this?
No, yeah, I see the mouth and the nose.
See him?
Yeah, I see him.
Looking thick. It has dark skin.
Yep.
Sitting there looking to its left. You could see it clear as day. It's hiding in the bush. Like, this is what they do. Yes. This is they hide in the bushes and they freaking watch you.
And they want to watch you with one eye.
That one is very similar to the one I got in my area.
Yeah, they put themselves all in the bushes, and usually they look to the side, so you don't see two eyes in it because that's a trigger.
They're aware of how your face gives you away in there. They have the same. There's a lot of photos out there where you'll catch a picture of them and they're doing this or they're doing this. They're trying to break up their outline.
Or like, they'll have sticks and stuff right in front of them so that it breaks it up.
Yeah, the juvenile one that Robert Dodson caught. Right, he was sneaking up on him. He smelt it. And he was just cussing at it, trying to egg it on. The picture that they got of it, it's doing this. It's like doing this or something. It's aware of that. It's trying to hide. These things are, and in the forest where they live, they have human level intelligence beyond us. We can make rocket ships. They can remain undetected in the wilderness. That's literally a perfect parallel comparison. It's insane.
The government would love to get a hold of their camo tactics. Let me tell you.
Oh, I bet you. All they got to do is mimic that hair. That's how they hide.
She is. That's Bama Bigfoot right there in the chat. She's going, that's mine. Yes, Bama, it is. And we have been discussing some of your pictures.
I showed a couple of your Bama. I told him that we talked, and we wish you would keep doing what you're doing because you got some great stuff there, hon.
Yeah, we do. I hope someday she'll agree to come on the podcast, but
I heard why she doesn't want to do it anymore. From what she told me, it sounds like she told you the same thing. I don't blame her. I mean, I don't. It's freaky, and honestly, Bama, you're pretty courageous going there. I mean, as a female by yourself in some of these areas, I get nervous for you. Obviously, I know you're okay because you're posting the video, but it still is very concerning. Very concerning.
You know, I will put this out there right now. Bama has bigger balls than some of the guys I know.
She certainly does.
You know what I mean? And for that, Bama, we love you.
Yeah. You know? Bama, I've collected a few photos from some of you put out fantastic videos, and you, in my opinion, you are way undersubscribed for what you're posting. You should have 20,000, 50,000 subscribers.
Absolutely.
Channels is a big deal, but you really are very close to these things. Picking these things out of your videos, no problem. It's very obvious that they're there. Like he's saying, it's you have pretty large balls for a female.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Very terrified.
Yeah.
That's scary that they were that close. Good night.
Yeah. No. That's too. This one was scary. I remember this. She was walking into a very dense area, and this thing was standing. I don't know how you didn't see it,
right
Mama.
Try here, right?
She was probably 15 yards away from that guy, and it was just sitting there just watching her.
Isn't that a side profile? Am I looking at it wrong? Forehead, nose, mouth.
That's right.
Forehead's way out there. And the nose is super flat.
It's kind of turned. Its head's kind of
turned sideways so you won't look at him. Yeah. That's scary. And the same color as the other one, dark color. Like a gray charcoal. Yeah.
Really like the one with the dog. Oh, now this one. So this is when I was investigating.
That's a big print.
Yeah. So there's about a 20-foot wide dirt path right here, and we hear running around us. We're getting followed. We're all the normal stuff, and we heard this thing, and what it did, it's on this foliage, just making some noise, and it tries to jump this 20-foot path. That's about 20 feet of dirt. It came short by a couple feet and left this one print. So it bounded. It jumped, bounded off because you didn't see another impression right there, and it dropped down. So I got so lucky to find this thing. But there should be some more angles of it in there.
Yeah, look at that.
You see that? Ground for it, I actually stepped on it.
Look at the toes, man. Jeez.
Yeah, it looks like somebody stepped on it and left a shoe print.
Newbies, you know.
And so that was good confirmation because we were having the encounter there, and it was good to actually catch that there at the same time. Not to mention, this is literally maybe 50 yards from the trees where Claudia caught that big SOB and the two smaller ones by that
Right.
tree.
Yeah.
I still got to post that video. I really do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? One thing I've noticed about the community, and I hate to say this, and it sucks that it's going this way, is you could take a video of literally a Sasquatch standing in front of you, 9 feet tall, 800, 900 pounds. It's obviously not a suit, and you post it on, and
Right.
no, it's fake.
Well, just look at the
It's a
video.
man in a suit. No, it's Hollywood. And
So
they'll
we-
come up with every excuse in the book.
I know, but look
You
at some of
know?
that have been posted, and it's a testament to that. The screenshots that from Bama that she caught, some of the ones that I've caught. There's somebody else that always who get like Jeff Friend catches a lot of weird stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
clear what's there. This is a Sasquatch print. Like
Yeah.
look at it. Look at the anatomy of it. Like
Yeah,
I've showed these things are real, but I don't know, man. The media has very powerful control over what people think and what they take serious and what they don't, unfortunately. So you're literally gonna have to drag one and stuff people's noses in it for them to be like, oh wait,
Right.
this
Right.
Yep.
You're going to have to put a saddle on it and ride it into town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know when
And,
I don't know if
and here's another thing, too. Now,
Yeah.
we all know that the adventurer Josh Gates.
Yeah.
Josh Gates goes to the Himalayas looking for the Yeti.
he doesn't have to go come here.
You know what I mean?
Don't
But
kidding.
he finds a print and he casts it and he brings it, and it's national news all over the world.
Really?
Well, you know how many normal people out there that have freaking casts that don't get anything?
Right.
It's
Maybe
sad,
Notoriety he has.
you know, because of who he is. They took him serious.
Well, plus it's not in the United
Yes.
States either, so it's not rendering us. It's over there, so we don't have to worry about it. That's part of that too.
Yeah, but it was an American that found it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
It's over
that
there.
there's the tie to America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it sucks that it's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Ken King. He's got a cast. He's got a couple casts. I mean, he's got pictures and videos of Junior. You know what I mean?
There's
A lot
He's
of
got
white.
hair. You know? I mean,
That was a text message sent from my iPhone.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're all the blank pages. I don't know what happened. There's like probably about 10 of them or so. Let me go back to the there's more, I think, right here.
I grabbed a lot of screenshots. Some, like we said, some of them were from Bama.
Yeah.
Some of them I got
Oh, no.
friends, and some are mine.
Mm.
I don't remember which is which with everything.
Yeah, that's the only ones right there I got. The other ones are blank.
Right.
So I put them on these two right here, and then I put them in the found, and that's it. And that was all of them.
I can put it. We try to organize it. You guys can show it another time.
Yeah.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with it as long as Bam is okay with us re-showing it. I know I asked her. Hopefully she remembers our conversation. If I could show some of the stuff. She said she didn't care. But
You come back here and show it. Yeah, anytime.
I want to put it together and show, like, Jeff said I can show some of his. And then what I'm trying to do is collect. I want to show all the good stuff. You know what I mean? I want to show what I've good, everybody else, and just show the public how blatantly obvious that these.
Yeah.
I'm just so tired of trying to talk and say like some of those structures. When did that? Like, are you out of your mind? Or she's this single woman out in Alabama. Does she have a budget to come up with this, this type of, suits and stuff like that? An actor, give me a freaking break, man.
Yeah.
Right.
There's always somebody out there. So, I just try to if I throw on here, I delete them. I don't care. They cause me issues. They're gone. Either that or I'm getting my address and we'll just handle it. But that's either way.
And that now, I would love you to bring them on. I'll rip on you, asshole. They won't have them.
I'll carry them right to you.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've been going a long time. I don't want to stretch this out too long.
Well, the next one we can just have that set up, and then you can talk just about all the pictures if you want to do that. They did something to my Google account, and I don't know what happened. So it's all kind of messed up.
I can put something else together, and we could do that another time.
Yeah, the live wasn't even attached to my Google.
I would like to ask Bama. I know she doesn't want to come on the podcast, and maybe with your help, Dave, maybe we can do a tribute to Bama, show her stuff on the podcast with you. You know,
yeah, I'll say this:
if it's okay with her, you know what I mean.
Before she says yes or no, I need to publicly acknowledge you, Bama, because what you're doing, he said, and I'm confirming, is all this. You've really put yourself out there. You know, life and limb. Important. It's very important. You should do great stuff. It would be, you need more. I believe you need more recognition. And even if you don't want to continue filming stuff and posting stuff, that's fine. But you have so far. You know what I mean? You don't have to show your face on this podcast either. You could do it blank. You can do it with just your voice, if you want. But I think you deserve recognition for it. You really have contributed. I mean, among the most compelling photos and video that exist on this planet of this creature. That's significant. I think you should be proud of that. So think about it.
I agree. 100%. She's definitely one of my favorites out there. She's got real thick skin. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's gotten a lot of ridicule. And she keeps going and going, and it's like, hey, she could bring it to the table, but she can't make somebody look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She can't make somebody see it.
No, none of us have, but we've done our part. All of us, if we didn't do anything moving forward, all of us have contributed to whatever extent, and we've done our part. We've done our part. That's all we could say, right?
Right. We can bring the evidence forward, but we can't make people look at it. You know what I mean?
So anyway.
Yeah. So hopefully we will we'll work something out with some of Bama's stuff. And we'll get her some much needed recognition.
I'm sure she has tons of stuff she'd love to show. Yeah, see,
yeah.
I don't blame you.
The whole thing about this podcast, there's no egos. We're all open-minded. We're all together. This podcast and everybody in this chat, we work together. We're a giant team. I have, Parkway, Chris, Max Powers, we talk on a regular basis, cell phone, text messages, and stuff like that. Aside from YouTube, you know what I mean? There's been times and stuff where I've had whole conversations with Max on YouTube comments, you know what I mean? And we have a really great chat. We have great guests. And now you're part of that, Dave. So I would love for Bama to know that she's welcome here. And
any researcher, man. Anybody has one evidence that is okay by me because it's bringing it in, and then we can talk the rest of the time. Don't matter, Don't have to fill up the whole time with evidence. You know what I mean? Your views are just as important.
That we want to see. It's experiences you need to share that are they're fascinating.
Exactly.
Goes out there, but you know what I mean? Just brush it off. Those people, it's just like in life, if you come across people like that, what doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I always feel sorry for them because they don't believe in it, because we know. It's like, man, just falling short. Just short enough, man.
Hey, you don't believe in it? Come out
camping with me. Yeah, I always do that too. And they say,
come out with me
out there.
You know how many times I've had people, I'll go out with you. And when it comes down to getting in the car and going,
they won't go.
I know. Something came up, I got to go, or they just ignore texts or calls, don't answer the phone. It happens to me quite often. So,
I was calling. Who was that? Who was I calling last night? Damn. what was that called? I got bad ADHD. I can't remember. So what was I talking to you last night about?
Me?
Yeah, I was talking to you last night. That
I
was
don't.
me, right?
I don't.
Well, anyway, he stayed at my spot, and he was there during the daytime as things happened.
Mike.
And I called him, and he won't come out.
Oh, he won't even wait.
He won't even answer my calls anymore.
Huh.
So I'm like, let's go at night, so we can get a lot of activity. He didn't text me back or call.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you might be in one of those bad cell areas. So I can.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I can try giving him a call. So, and then I'll give you your number. Have him call you. So.
John, I'm on the podcast, John. Let me just give Lewis a call.
All right, Dave. Well, I think we are going to wrap it up right now. I know you probably got to get back to work and do what you got to do. And we'll definitely be in touch. And we're going to be out and about on the 11th. So don't forget that.
I won't.
Yeah.
The 11th.
Come back again. Yeah. Come back again.
And we'll have you back. And maybe we can talk to Bama about coming on and and like Bama.
Not so much pressure.
No, I'm just saying, if we can block her face out.
Yeah, just like this.
Exactly. It'll be just like that. Yep. No pressure. But if not, we would like your permission to do a tribute to you and your evidence. So let us know. My email is right here at the bottom. Shoot me an email, and we'll get her done.
If you have any questions, Sasquatchomega email.com. Hit me up anytime. I'll answer every email I get. If it takes a while. Sometimes I get a bunch. Sometimes they trickle, but I always answer them.
What is it? Yahoo? What is it? What's the email?
Sasquatchomega.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the description too.
Okay.
All
right.
All right, everybody. Y'all have a good Sunday night, and
peace out.
Thank you, Dave. And I think our next guest, hopefully, we've tried to get him on here before, and he's busy, and now he's trying to do some catch and release kind of thing. So, a guy from nowhere, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna send the email out right now, and if not, then we can do an open chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Well, all right, everybody. That's about it for all of us. Everyone have a good night, and
guys, thank you so much.
All right, thank you for coming back.
No problem. All right, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
See ya.